Welcome to Parabola and Their Parts, Episode 3. So now let's talk about how we might find other points on the parabola. We know already how we can find the vertex by just looking at the equation, but how can we use the equation to find other points on the parabola? So first of all, let's just go ahead and write down what the vertex is for this parabola. We've worked on that a lot. Remember, we're looking for our minus h and our plus k. So it looks like we can just take these right out of here. So the vertex is 4, 1. And we know that it is turned down because this is negative here. So what do we know about this parabola already? We know it's turned down. We know the vertex here is at the point 4, 1. But this parabola contains an infinite number of points. And it might be nice to know what some of these other points are, just in case we want to have a good look at this graph. So how do we use this equation to find other points? Well, we can simply plug in something for x and see what we get for y. Now you might be asking, where is y up here? Well, remember that f of x is the same as y. So this standard form of the equation is just the same as this, and instead of f of x, we can write y. So if we can do that, we can plug in points for x and get out points for y. For instance, suppose I make x equal to 0. Then this equation becomes this, with 0 in the x spot. Trying to keep my colors here. So we've just put 0 in, and then we do all of our calculating here. You could put all this in your calculator, or you can just do it by hand. 0 minus 4, let's see, that's negative 4 squared plus 1. Y equals negative 3. Negative 4 squared is 16. Positive 16 plus 1. 3 times 16, or negative 3 times 16, is, I believe, negative 48. Negative 48 plus 1. I guess y comes out to be negative 47. And there's a point on that graph, just like that. One particular point. We could have done the same thing. We could have put in 1 for x, or negative 2 for x, or any other value. Let's just look at one other value. Let me erase the board here, just so we see we do not have to use zeros. We could use other values. So now let's put in another value. Let's put in 1 for x. So that means that this becomes this. Instead of x, we have 1. 1 minus 4 squared plus 1. And if we evaluate for y, this is like negative 3. You could put all of this in your calculator, times 3 squared plus 1. Y equals negative 3 times 9 plus 1. Looks like it's negative 27 plus 1. So y comes out to be negative 26. So what we have here are some ordered pairs that must be points on the graph of the parabola over there. And where would they be? There seems like there might be one down here, 1, negative 27. There might be another one, 0, negative. There's somewhere on this graph. So that's how we can find other points, just by putting in for x and getting out for y for any of these equations, remembering that f of x is just a disguise for y. Okay, that's how we can find other points in the parabola. That's the end of episode 3.